Alright, hey, this is Pawnce testing out the shoutcasting thing I was doing the other day for the second day now. So this will be my third game practicing this stuff. Hopefully, you know, it gets better over time. I'm spectating a, oh, that was loud, a high elo game, and we join the game just as a whole bunch of action is happening bottom lane with Twitch getting a double kill and then dying himself, it looks like. I don't recognize too many of the names. We have Gamers Legends, so I know this is fairly high elo. And basically Chaox, who may or may not be Chaox, I don't really know. So it looks like we have Joker getting some poke. There's a Vayne top lane. Is she supposed to be top lane? Yeah, we have a Kale support, Kale, Ezreal bottom, Vayne top, Vayne getting a kill actually while I'm talking about her, mid lane, and a Cassiopeia mid, Cassiopeia getting caught by the Zyra passive. I haven't seen anyone die to that in a while. Cho'Gath Mino is farming up, and okay, let's see how the CS situation is, just to get a better bearing of this game. It is 15 to 10, so fairly close. However, basically Chaox does have the 2 kills, going in aggressively with his stealth. Hecarim currently possessing the blue buff. Nunu with double buffs right now. All buffs seem to be down, so I don't know where the purple team red buff is currently. Is it on? No, it's not on Vayne. We do have a bit of action here with the Nunu coming in behind the Twitch. Twitch able to get the stealth off just in time. He should be able to just sort of walk out of this. If his stealth does not last quite long enough, he may be going down here. Yeah, and he's going to get taken down by the support Kale, so an unfortunate placement of the kill. I'm sure Ezreal was looking for that, but kill's a kill. You get the AD carry out of the lane. He's not going to be able to farm for a while, and Ezreal will be able to free farm. Meantime, we have Ezreal farming top. This seems like it'd be kind of a hard lane for Vayne to once Cho'Gath starts to get tanky and his sustain gets going. But for the time being, it's always really hard to do with an AD carry top early on, just because of the ranged attack. However, the one thing is AD carries are quite vulnerable to ganks compared to most bruisers, which is why you don't see them top, among other reasons. But basically, Chaox taking a lot of damage, but shooting some harass back the way of Ezreal. Ezreal getting very low between the combined harass of Sona and Twitch. So it looks like all parties back. No, Sona flashing and looking for the kill just short. Ezreal is going to get out with, he probably had about 20 HP at the time, missing a kill top. Just what I was talking about earlier with the AD carries being very vulnerable to gank, so Hecarim able to come in, and they snag the kill. You just don't get to see it. Meanwhile, both parties very low mid lane. The farm mid is 32 to 33, so dead even mid, essentially. Cho'Gath proxy farming here, and getting some decent damage on the tower. He'll be able to sustain himself through any kind of minion damage because of his passive. It's quite useful. And with Ezreal forced to back, Twitch is just freezing the lane. Purple pinging furiously. Looks like they know that Nunu is trying to steal the blue. Hecarim shows up, and Nunu is forced to back out. Twitch just sitting in the lane. Getting some back pings. That was perhaps Zyra indicating that she wants the blue. Yeah, so Hecarim will be holding that. Nothing else really going on the map. Let's just see if she does indeed get the blue. She gets the blue. Hecarim kind of low though, so he'll probably farm out a few camps and then head back to heal or something like that. Just having a farm off top lane. A little bit of damage coming down on Cho'Gath, but Cho'Gath once again staining up with his passive. Getting another last hit there. Minions still slightly in the favor of Cho'Gath. Bottom lane. Twitch looking to put some pressure on. Kale healing that pressure up. Basically Chaos shooting, and he's looking for an Expunja. There's the Expunja. It's actually quite a bit of damage. Top lane, Cho'Gath looking to possibly die to a gank. Yep, Nunu just barely getting out. Not just barely, but he's probably about 2-3 hits from the tower away from death. Let's look at the items for a minute. Actually, let's look at gold difference. I got a request to look at gold difference more. So we have 2,400 gold on Twitch and 2,200 gold on Ezreal. So that is decently close. It's less than 10% of the difference between the two. Sona getting harassed down. Ezreal looking to come in as well, but Twitch stifling that little engagement there, as he is still essentially full health and able to kick out quite a bit of damage. Meanwhile, Vayne free farming top lane, pushing that in. Vayne is probably going to go back here with, how much gold do you have, Vayne? 1,200 to spend, so she will be getting, I don't know, I suppose yeah, boots too. Boots too, and maybe a couple small items. Nope, she's just sitting on the 700. Cho'Gath has 2,500, so he's only about 200 gold behind, despite Vayne having 2 kills. It's the power of farm there for you. Some aggression going down mid lane. Zyra pushing out the Cassiopeia. Oh, Hecarim coming in through the towers. He goes the wrong way. Probably lucky for him, because Vayne was coming in. He may have died. Zyra, seemingly unaware of the danger lurking here. She's going to get caught out, definitely. Most likely going to die unless she has a flash or something up, because Vayne is a very fast chasing character. Yep, she's pinned up against the wall. Root to no avail. Passive, just doing a bit of damage. Blue team pinging at Dragon. Looks like they may want to take the, advantage of this, because top lane is pushing. He's going to take that tower if they leave him alone. But purple team has 1 dead. Though they do see that with 2 people in the bush there. So if it's only Nunu and bottom lane, they may be in a bit of trouble, unless Cassiopeia comes to help. Yeah, it looks like Twitch is looking to contest this, so they are going to back off. Do not want to tank a dragon this early in the game with 2 people shooting at you. Vayne coming in at Cho'Gath. With 3 kills to her name, she's actually able to do quite a bit of damage, but the rupture from Cho'Gath saving him from a slow and painful death. Let's see now. In terms of GP5s, we have actually 5 GP5 items on purple team. So that is actually going to start ticking away from them quite a bit, compared to blue team only having 2 GP5s. No, actually they have 3 now. Zyra actually would be triple GP5 top. That's an interesting build. I suppose he's looking to just passively farm out this lane. However, he is getting caught by Nunu now. Hecarim going in with an ult and finishing off the Cassiopeia. Zyra looking to do as much damage as possible before going down. Passive does not hit anyone this time, and Hecarim, not the most damage-heavy character in the world, unable to kill a relatively tanky Nunu. Not that his tankiness comes from items. Nunu just happens to be a fairly innately tanky character. I believe one of the highest base HPs in the game, if not the highest. Maybe second highest. Not sure though. Cho'Gath feasting up there. He is up to 5 stacks now, so that's quite good for him. Once he gets those stacks up fully, he can worry more so about tank. Oh, I was supposed to move this thing, wasn't I? How do I move this thing? Okay, I don't know how to move that, so I'm going to have to figure that out later. I know my little portrait thing there is still there, but we'll figure that out another time. So while I've been talking about that, bottom lane still even on farm. Ezreal using his ult to force Twitch to stay in lane. Zyra doing something aggressive again, in danger of being caught out, as Nunu is quite fast. However, she is now in her side of the forest, so most likely safe, especially with Hecarim coming in to prevent any further aggression by the blue jungler. Twitch finally able to back now with his 2,000 gold, so he will be able to probably buy a BF sword. Yeah, that's exactly what he buys, a BF sword. Zyra able to get her blue in peace. However, they will lose a tower in the meantime, as no one is there to defend it. And that swings gold just barely in favor of purple team, or I mean blue team, by about 100 gold. So nothing really to speak of. Cho'Gath just continuing to farm away. About almost 30 minions ahead of, well, about 25 minions, exactly 25 minions now ahead of the Vayne. We have 4 people purple team mid, just stealing wraiths. I suppose they're, no, they are now pinging, both teams are actually pinging dragon. Purple team will get there first, so we'll see if they can get it in time before blue team collapses in on them. They are looking to do something. Zyra rooting the Cassiopeia and forcing her to back off. Nunu, however, always a danger for the dragon steal. He can't consume smite after all. We have a 4-on-4 here with Hecarim still tanking the dragon. Blue team steals the dragon. Nunu smiting it in time. And it looks like all 4 players from purple team will be going down. No, Twitch is able to... Twitch is still healthy. They have a Cassiopeia. Actually, that fight going relatively even. Looks like it's 4-3 in favor of the blue team. However, blue team did also pick up the dragon with the smite steal from Nunu. So, an unfortunate turn of events for purple. The very slight lead that blue team had has now expanded to 2,000 gold, which is 10% at this point. 10% gold difference between the two teams. Vayne also with 4 kills, so that is quite a scary development. There's going to be a double AD carry composition for blue team if it goes late game for them. Couple that with Cassiopeia's extreme damage potential. Blue team is going to be able to kick out a lot of damage in a very short amount of time. Nope. Vayne getting caught up by the Twitch and being rooted by the Zyra extra spell damage. She does flash out and tumble. She may be able to get away. Expunge not in range, so Vayne just barely gets out. She is forced to burn her flash, so that will not be up for the next engagement. Zyra 2 also burned her ult though, so it wasn't a complete loss. However, with the Vayne forced to back and just Nunu to defend, this mid tower will most likely go down unless Cassiopeia can get here in time. As Cassiopeia does get there in time, we'll be clearing the wave relatively quickly, as Cassiopeia does with her massive amounts of AoE damage. Meanwhile, Ezreal just farming up the bot lane. Looks like he will be pushing in. Is apparently not aware that Twitch is behind him. He may be able to arcane shift out of this. Yeah, he's able to arcane shift out of this and just barely gets out. A smart play, going backwards through the enemy jungle and avoiding Twitch's gank attempt entirely. And now Ezreal just going back in the lane, does not feel particularly in danger, as many members of purple team have shown themselves mid. Something of a passive phase occurring in this game yet again. Vayne farming top while Cho'Gath farms mid. Vayne, however, still about 20 CS behind Cho'Gath, although she did catch up a small bit. Not that such CS comparisons matter that much at this stage in the game with people roaming and mid-game starting to kick in. Twitch going in very aggressively. I don't think he's going to have enough damage here. Yeah, Kale coming in with the ult and getting finished off by Gamer's Legend, the support picking up the kill. Zyra in the meantime picking up the kill on the Vayne, however getting taken down by the Nunu ult. So Nunu coming in with a double kill this fight. Hecarim charging in, just barely missing Cassiopeia. However, he is fast enough to chase her down and gets that kill there. So we are sitting at 2 kills apiece, I believe. Yeah, 2 kills apiece in that exchange. However, it looks like Ezreal in the meantime did pick up the Sona kill bottom. So he will most likely be able to pick up this tower as no one is anywhere near to defend, and Ezreal can kick up quite a bit of damage at this point in the game. Nunu and Cho'Gath just sort of staring at each other and laughing. Not really able to kill each other, it looks like. Both very tanky individuals, and yes, Ezreal does pick up the tower. Twitch looking to come in with his stealth, going to try and duel this 2 levels ahead Ezreal. However, Ezreal is out of mana and started with a bit of an HP deficit, so we'll see if Twitch can pick this up. No, he burns his ult flash, expunges, does still not get the kill. Ezreal getting out with about 50 HP, yet again. Well, it wasn't yet again. Someone else got out with 50 HP earlier this game, but now Ez has done it. Now, let's take a look at the comparative AD carry builds. As they're both starting to be... We're getting into the phase of the game where AD carries become more and more powerful and important to the team. So Ezreal almost has a Trinity Force. In fact, he is probably going to farm... He's going to look to farm about 300 more gold and then go back for a Trinity Force, most likely. Meanwhile, Twitch is probably going for a BF sword with the pickaxe. He's going for a Infinity Edge with the BF sword pickaxe combo with Vampiric Scepter just for the lifesteal for now. So Twitch a bit more of a later game sort of build, while Ezra looking for the mid-game power spike with the Trinity Force. Cho'Gath is going the almost pure tank route. He is not going the tanky on hit or AP route. We do have a dragon fight going on meantime though. Hecarim with a very early ult, ulting into the middle of the early team. However, Zyra is there to back him up and gets an ult on almost the entire crowd gathered there. However, it's too much damage for Hecarim. Zyra forced to flash out. Cassiopeia cleansing out of the ult and flashing. Most likely will be able to pick up this kill there. Yes, Cassiopeia does pick up the kill. Twitch is in the middle of the fight. However, he's exhausted, unable to pick up any of the kills. 3 players at extremely low HP. Cho'Gath trying to do something here, but he will most likely be... No, he is... If he has his ultimate, he will be able to... Yeah, he does pick up the kill on Cassiopeia with a combination of his ult and smite. However, he's getting chased down by 2 very low HPs. Ezreal juking the Rupture with his Arcane Shift. However, auto attacks are taken... No, a heal from Kayle is not enough to keep up the Ezreal. However, Cho'Gath does go down in the end. And with 3 members still up for blue team, they will be able to pick up another dragon, another bloodbath of a battle. However, blue team coming out ahead once again. And additionally, Vayne will be picking up all this farm, so all the more farm to Vayne. And mid tower will be just barely hanging on with just under 500 HP. Goal difference now a slightly increased 4,000. Double compared to what it was earlier when I last mentioned it about 8 minutes ago, I'd say. And proportionally speaking, the gap is widening, even when you consider both teams having more gold in general. Oh no, it looks like Cho'Gath was building tanky first and is now building into the on-hit build. This will either be turned into a Wit's End or a Ionic Spark. Given blue team's team composition, I suspect he will be turning that into an Ionic Spark first, if he decides to build a Wit's End later. But yeah, that's my guess. I'm going to place $10 on Ionic Spark. Meanwhile, Vayne building the top lane counterpart, building like a standard AD carry. Cho'Gath feasting, getting his stacks back up again. He is up to... how many stacks is he up to? He's up to 5 again. So he's sitting at a good place. Not the 6 he would ideally want, but can't complain about 5 too much. However, he is getting caught out. Phage proc slowing him down. Zyra, Root, and ult getting Vayne very low. However, the Kayle ult saving her at the last second. Ezreal barely arcane shifting out of another rupture, saving his life. Again, Hecarim ulting into the middle of the team. He is trying to slow down this Cassiopeia, forcing the team to stay. However, there's a disengaged Cassiopeia ult, taking out lots of damage. However, she pays for that with her life. And purple team does not pick up any, is not able to pick up any more kills thus far. They're looking to chase in. They do pick up a turret, and the badly hurt blue team backing off for the most part. Ezreal confidently sticking around even with low HP, but he does need to be very careful. His arcane shifts, however, have been spot on, so I predict he will be safe. Purple team picking up a second turret, so that fight going quite well for them overall. The gold lead has shrunk to less than 2,000 for blue team as a result of that fight. So things going quite well for them. Purple team furiously pinging Baron. Blue team looking to counter Baron. Purple team well aware of that plan, so that's a good call on the part if you ever actually called that. Baron getting taken down very quickly, actually quite a bit of damage with the double AD carry, and Nunu with a consume. So he will be able to consume smite that. Ezreal ulting, just trying to hold them at bay for as long as possible. And yes, purple team is not able to congregate just in time, showing up just as the Baron goes down. So the worst possible time to show up, as the team has Baron already, so Baron is not going to be able to help them. Twitch getting chased down. And purple team, a disorganized retreat, losing one team member. And the blue team will now push in this tower. They will most likely be able, yeah, they will be taking this for free. The second tower may be going down. It depends whether or not purple can hold this. I suspect they're not going to be able to. With the double AD carry dealing so much damage to Sergia, the turret just getting shredded, lasts less than 10 seconds. And an inhibitor now going to go down most definitely. Twitch still down, so purple team does not have their AD carry up yet. A large source of their damage. And blue team is now going to disperse, just back out, steal all of purple's jungle, so they have less avenues to come back from in terms of the gold deficit they're now in. And just going to back. No, Hecarim is doing something strange. He tries to engage the Vayne and realized, okay, no one else is near me and Vayne's going to beat the crap out of me. So he just kind of leaves. Bit of a strange play. All of blue team is sitting on over 1,000 gold. This may be a good time for them to just back and regroup, like in unison. Nunu also backing. Cassiopeia probably looking to farm out just a tiny bit of gold to finish some manner of item. Ezreal also backing, so the only person not backing, it seems, is Cassiopeia. Which is strange, as she should be able to buy some nice items like a rod or something if she really wanted to. But Ezreal now with a last whisper. So the heavy armor you see across the board on blue team not going to be particularly useful at stopping him anymore. However, they don't really have a choice given that there is a second AD carry in Vayne. Vayne most likely looking to build into Last Whisper as soon as possible as well. Meanwhile, some split pushing going on by blue team. The Ezreal and Nunu combo just pushing up that lane quickly. They may actually be able to take this tower for free because there is no reaction. Purple team is all just sitting mid there saying we cannot defend our outer turrets. We're just going to turtle for the time being. Hopefully wait that Baron out, or be able to catch someone while Vayne split pushes top. Now the rest of blue team, minus the split pushing Vayne, collapsing in on bottom lane, so it looks like they will be looking to initiate their siege in this bottom lane here. Only Hecarim is top, looking to stop Vayne, so we'll see if she can stand up to that there. Nope, Vayne pushing in, able to back out, dealing his true damage. Twitch coming in with stealth. Vayne may get caught out here. You have the ultimate by Hecarim. It's a lot of CC. Vayne, however, is getting out. We have a fight going on here. This is much bigger, so let's pay attention to this one. Twitch picking up that split push kill. However, all three members that were top defending go down. And two members of the aggressing blue die as well. They will be able to... No, actually, Twitch is still around at full HP, so if they stick around, they don't see him. He is stealth. He could clean this up. Twitch is taking a lot of damage in return. Is he going to be able to pick up the kill? No, he is not. He actually gets killed by the Ezreal, who sustains up to some extent with his lifesteal. And will now be taking this tower? No, Sona is up. He could actually die to Sona, given how low his HP is, if he is not careful and takes tower aggro.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
However, Sona is not looking to contest this at all. Zyra is now coming down to stop Ezreal from taking this inhibitor, and Ezreal aware that he's not strong enough to fight this right now, so he backs off and is unable to take the inhibitor, which is now at half HP. The gold gap now a rather massive 7,500, 7,400 now. So purple team in quite the predicament here. They are not going to be able to win up any kind of straight up fight anymore, I suspect. Their best hope is probably to try and pick someone off during a split push, kind of like they did top lane, however, and just not get destroyed in the meantime by the rest of the team pushing up. They did manage to catch Vayne, as I said, but it was not quite enough for them. Blue team now, Shirelia's in... Yes, I just verbed Shirelia's. To the top lane.
Purple team's inhibitor is respawning soon.
Purple team inhibitor about to respawn, as you guys just heard, so it looks like blue team well aware of that and will be pushing this mid lane in, looking to sit on the inhibitor and take it as soon as it comes up, most likely. Yep, Nunu already hitting that. And he is back up from most of his team. Cassiopeia is top, however Hecarim is also top as well, so it is a 4v4. Now it is a 5v5. Hecarim charging in, Cassiopeia getting a little bit caught out. However, he does ult into his team, and he's now taking the full brunt of blue team's damage, and he does go down to Vayne. Eventually, Vayne shredding people. Now he's looking to take down Twitch. Twitch, one hit away from death. Twitch goes down as well. Double kill. Ezreal taking down another person. Ezreal also getting a triple kill. Zyra picking up a single kill, but that is not going to be enough, and surely this is the end of the game with purple team aced, and three members of blue team up. So the GG's called there, and that is game. And a surrender. We do not get to see the double Nexus explosion. Oh, is Cassiopeia still alive? I managed to survive through that whole thing, apparently. And that is game. Thanks for watching the practice casting I do. As always, criticism, compliments, complaints, etc., etc. What do you think I can improve? Always welcome, unless you're going to tell me my mic sucks and get a new one, because it's not the mic, it's the sound card, and I cannot fix that because I have no money. See you around.